And welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I think it's going to take all my powers of self-restraint here to stop me going into a full-blown, true Geordie style rant. Quite ironic in a way. I mean, I'm trying to, obviously this is immediately after the game, so I'm trying to keep as much of a level head as possible. And, injuries again, we got very unlucky with, obviously with Gray and Mina both having to go off in the first half, which meant we only had one substitution to make in the second, and we made that quite early, of course. I don't think the referee had the best of games either. But other than that, at the end of the day, these are excuses. Newcastle are just at the start of almost certainly a very exciting time for them, and I think tonight was a clear indication that these new signings are definitely going to be enough to get them over the line. And I don't think relegation is going to be too much of an issue for them now. I think I'm not exactly a huge fan of the club or the supporters or anything like that, but fair play to them today. They played us off the park, and it was a very raucous St James's Park, and their fans will understandably be delighted. But meanwhile, obviously we're to talk about Everton, of course, and it's just a bit of a reality check. I think it's the easiest way to put it. I think brought straight back down to earth right now, obviously after such a euphoric Saturday afternoon cruise into 4-1 win over Brentford, of course, and we now just right back down to reality and right back to the focus that we are by no means out of the woods yet at all. That is a damaging defeat. There's no two ways about it. Newcastle are a team that are below us, right in and around that group of teams that could go down, and we are still very much one of them. And it just makes Saturday's match against Leeds all the more important now. This was meant to be the boost in the league, meant to be Lampard's first league game in charge, and was just meant to be building on the momentum that Saturday caused, but instead, back to square one. It was just baffling. I think just everything seemed to go out the window. All the things that we got so right on Saturday, we just didn't see any of them today. Our passing was erratic. We could not deal with their press at all. We just seemed overblown by them all the time. The atmosphere got to us or whatever. We didn't look too bad in the first half. I thought the first 5 minutes, you're just a bit like, oh Christ, we've really struggled to get going here. But then after that, when Gray was still on the pitch, we still looked all right. And we still looked somewhat threatening. We had one or two good chances. But once Gray went off, we just did not seem a threat anymore. I think had so few chances. It was quite a scrappy game. I thought there was a lot of fouls and a lot of play being broken up, and there wasn't. It was It was quite quick and erratic and frantic, and a lot of their best chances were just their players just running at us and our defence just not knowing what to do. And I think, you think about the injury to Yerry Mina, that really didn't help. Jared Brantford came on and looked so out of his depth. Real shame to see, obviously, because you think about against Chelsea where he scored and had such a terrific performance, and everyone's starting to think, okay, maybe this lad is ready to get a bit more first-team action. And it's harsh, but it does not look like the case to me. I still don't think he's ready there, and that's a problem, because we've got Godfrey out for a few weeks now. Mina's injury didn't look great. He's probably got at least a couple of weeks on the sidelines now, so we're just running alarmingly short on numbers yet again, and it's just not ideal, really, is it? Let's be honest. It's just there's only so much you can say, really. There's just nothing to really pick up on. John Joe Shelby unfortunately got sent off. If that's Yeah, I doubt that would have made too much of a difference, but I thought that was a horrific tackle on Gordon. Obviously, that was when Mina went down. That was almost a scissor tackle, really like dangerous. Only a yellow card from Anthony Taylor, who once again, as ever with us, it seems, had another really poor game today. I thought seemed delighted to book our players at any opportunity, and yet Newcastle seemed to get a mayor of murder at times as well. You think about that late tackle by Shah when Richarlison was running through, obviously on the side of the pitch, but even so, he was breaking away and Shah just completely takes him out. I know that's obviously a yellow card, but even so, it was just a lot of, passionate merchant stuff, I thought, from some of the Newcastle players. You think about Trippier just seeming to get in Alan's face all the time, and then obviously scoring that free kick straight afterwards, which is just, just completely fitting, really, isn't it? But just immensely frustrating and a clear indication that Lampard has still got a lot of work to do with this side. And he's hoping that back at Goodison, back with the crowd behind them, that we can bounce back on Saturday. I think that's about all I've really got to say. Just quickly touch on, of course, the signings. Ali came on, obviously, a bit earlier than expected, having to replace Gray, who went down, and just kind of struggled to really get going. I remember there was that one good chance where where he runs through the defence and got played in over the top, but failed to take it down properly, and got the ball stuck under his feet. And obviously, in the end, Newcastle managed to clear. And I think that's just a clear indication, really, that not quite match ready, not quite up to fitness, like sharpness still lacking and stuff like that. But fingers crossed that'll come with a few more games, because he's almost certainly got to start the next one now if the Gray injury is as bad as it's seen. Van der Beek came on and I thought he looked okay, but I mean, it was in a performance like that, where we could hardly string a pass together. He was hardly gonna have a chance to shine, was he? So it was just dismal, really, and hardly very reminiscent of the Benitez performances we've been used to, and our hunt for a win in the Premier League goes on. But I think that's just about all I've got to say, really. I've managed to resist getting too angry, so that's at least one positive from a personal perspective. If you enjoyed this video for whatever reason, if you're a Liverpool fan coming here to gloat and you fancy liking and subscribing to the Toffee Blues, then feel free. But that's all from me, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.